What is up, guys? Welcome back. It is a very rainy day here on Tuesday. Excuse my voice. I am like kind of under the weather. I actually woke up. I have bronchitis. And so it's one of those that it's like, I need to keep going, but I'm going to be a little bit raspy for this video, so I really apologize for that. However, we still need to get some stuff done. And so today we are in the garage. We are going to be working on this bad boy. I told you guys that I'm going to show you guys the process of this clutch. Because we are doing the CSC, the Z1, it's the concentric slave cylinder elimination relocation kit. I'm going to be actually measuring the depth. You have to actually take this out. I'll explain it in the video, but yeah, we're going to be setting that up today and getting it ready to be put on the transmission that's already been pulled out. But yeah, sorry, it's like, it sucks being sick. I hate being sick, not just because it feels disgusting, but because then I'm like low energy. I don't have like everything that I can keep going. And yeah, it just makes it where it's more difficult to do things. And I hate that. You guys know that. I just want to keep grinding and keep going. But anyway, so that's what we're going to get going on. And then I actually have something kind of cool to show you guys. Yeah. You guys are looking at it, but you don't know it yet. So yeah, I'm gonna explain that too. However, let's get into this. Okay, now I know I've showed you guys in other videos, but for this one, I'm gonna kind of just go over it so you guys can reference this. You have to start off with stack height. What they mean by stack height is actually you take the clutch, the flywheel, you know, the pressure plate and everything, and you actually bolt it all together like it's installed on the car outside the car, and then you will use, yeah, I've done a couple clutches. You'll use one of these and you'll actually put it down so that way it's on a flat surface. You have to make sure that this will actually touch the ground on the bottom. And then once it's in there, then you'll measure at the top and you'll actually measure the depth from the middle, wherever it lands on here. So through like this, you'll measure from the top point down to the bottom, and then you'll follow this formula. And I'll show you guys what the formula is. It's this negative 0.663 times the adjusted stack height, which will be whatever the length and depth is of this, and then you add 61.5, and this is in millimeters. And then you'll use their little table right here, and you'll figure out what the shims are. The shims are the ones that are somewhere in here. Whatever, I need to go through this and find it. There they are. It's actually on the ball already because I thought he had a factory clutch, but we're gonna have to readjust that. However, what we're doing is we are trying to make the height of this be proper for the ball to sit on here and for it to move the proper way to be able to disengage the clutch. So that's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna put this together and then we're gonna measure it. Okay, and so before some of y'all say something, this is a used clutch. It does have like some rust stuff, but I'm gonna clean this up. We're gonna get it looking a little bit cleaner, make sure the mating surfaces are okay. This one is like, I don't know how many miles was used on this, but this is much better than the one he has in there right now. Plus, I know what he does with this car. Y'all know what he does with this car. So, yeah, it's not like it's a huge deal. So we're gonna put this together. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit right now, and then we're gonna put it together and we're gonna measure. So let's get on that first. Now when you pull this out, I have a line. I know it's really hard to see, especially on here, but it's right here. I'll probably put a piece of tape so I have a nice definitive line, and then I'm gonna measure from the bottom of this to here. What that is showing me is it's showing me the depth on where it sits on the crankshaft to the top of where the throwout bearing sits on here. So that's what I'm gonna be measuring. So I'm gonna put a piece of tape on here. So like I said, I have a nice definitive line, and then we're gonna measure. Okay, now with the tape on, if you get down really low, you can see that it actually goes right to the bottom of it. It might be just a little bit off, but I'd rather have it be where it just disengages a little bit more than it having to have a little bit of play between the bearing and here. So I'll adjust for that, but looks good. So now we measure from the end to the bottom of the tape. Okay, and so I made a mark, just so you guys know, that red mark, I remeasured on here and saw where the exact point is where it's touching, and I wanted to make sure that I had the same measurement for each time, so I made a mark on where to do it, and it's looking like it's sitting right at 89 millimeters. This is not on here, I'm just setting it for you know, presentation purposes, so you can see how I measured, what the measurement is, but it is exactly 89 millimeters. So we'll come over here and we will take negative 0.663 in a calculator and times it by 89 millimeters and add 61.5, and then it's going to give us how many shims, or the thickness of the shims that we should put on the bottom of this. You can see, like I already started to stack them. That washer doesn't count, it's these right here on the bottom. So we'll measure those as well. Now is the part for the calculation. You guys know 89. So starting with this, I'll do it on the calculator for you so you guys can see. You'll do negative 0.663, that's the first number here, times our stack height, which is 89 millimeters, so we'll put in 89. And then that will equal negative 59.007. Stupid text message. And then if we add 61.5 right there, equals 2.493. So 2.5 millimeter shim. These, we're gonna figure out what the thickness of these are. Let's see. Okay, so one of these shims, if we put it in here, you'll see these are like 0.97, so about 1. So I'll probably need 2 of these thick ones. Measure that, show you guys on here. So just about 2. And then I think these other ones, since I already measured them earlier, I think they're about 0.5 millimeter. So we'll do, yep, so we're looking at right around 2.45. It says on here that I can round to the nearest 0.5, be about 0.5 off. So this is actually probably perfect for us. So this is our stack height that we need to put on the bottom of the pivot ball. And then we will use the washer. And so there is actually what our pivot ball should be. So not too bad. It does take a little bit of time, however, it's not too bad. So we'll put this actually on the new plate. This is the plate that will actually have the spot for this to be bolted to, and then that will sit in there, and we will have actually an external slave, you know, with the clutch fork. So yeah, going pretty smooth. I hope I hope that has helped you guys. I don't know how many of you are gonna try and do this, but I know for me, I really don't like the HR. Hold on, there we go. I don't like the HR trans because of this, because the internal slave. So if it was my car, I'd be doing it too. So yeah, I think now I'm gonna undo this. I might bolt this onto here before it's on. I don't know, I need to figure out like all the organization of this. But yeah, so there you go. Okay, and to give you guys a reference, this is the new plate that comes with the CSC kit. This is pretty much the main part that changes everything and makes it available for you to be able to put the clutch, the shift fork on and have an external slave as opposed to the internal. And so next to it right here, you can see that there's a threaded part. So this actually will be screwing into here. Because I don't want to snap anything off or break anything, I'm not going to do it on the ground here. I'll wait till this plate has been removed off the transmission and this one has been put on, and then I'll torque this down. This also needs a thread sealer, or not thread sealer, a, man, I can't think today. I'm sorry guys, like, I'm just like not doing that well today. So anyway, it will get a Loctite, thank you. It'll get Loctite on here, and then it says in here that the pivot ball, if you're using shims less than 4.5 millimeters, which it is, this is only 2.5, you'll torque to 30 pounds. If you're using greater than 4.5, you'll do 24 pounds. So we'll do this to 30 foot-pounds when we have the Loctite on, and then that will be installed that way. Then that will push on, this will slide over, and it'll essentially be ready to go. Some of this other stuff that we're gonna be doing is just, you know, some brackets and some stuff that will go on the transmission. I'll lay it out and I'll show you after it's on the transmission as well. Probably not this video, it'll be the next video, because it's about time that I'm gonna probably be going inside, gonna go rest, lay down. But yeah, I didn't want to not make a video. I didn't want you guys to not see this progress. And yeah, I needed to do something. Like, I've been cooped up the last couple days and I just haven't been feeling, you know, all 100%. So it's one of those that I was like, I need to get out. I need to try and do something for a little bit and feel productive. So I do have one more thing I need to show you, however. Okay, so all this stuff kind of put aside, put away. Come over here, I need to show you guys the new car. Well, you guys don't really know, but you do know. So, you guys saw me messing with this. You saw the whole head gasket issue with this car. You see how stupid clean this car is. Inside, out. Give you a little walk around it one more time. Everything in here is just, I mean, I would want this car super clean. So after I told this guy what was going on with the car, with the engine, you guys know that I put an engine in about 6 months ago and it's never ran right. It is a rev up, and so the rev up engine has a bunch of issues. They have head gasket issues, they have oiling issues. Like, I've never been a fan of them, you guys know that. Let me get this so you can see me. And so I told him about it, and it's turned into way more of a headache than this guy wants to put into. So he's selling the car. And so before you guys hit me like, hey, how much? Let me get it, blah, blah, blah. It's already gone. So let me show you why it's already gone. Some of this stuff you might start to recognize. Canton, Power Master. Look in here. Our boys over at ISR. A whole bunch of stuff. Yep, it's getting an LS swap. So once that car became available and the dude told me he's gonna sell it, he's like, hey, can you help me put some feelers out? I told Mike, yo, I have the perfect family car. You get a mini V, let's do it. And so he's down. He already had this whole ISR kit. ISR sent it for him, I don't know, it was like a year ago or something, because he was planning on doing Nita Z, but now he needs a family car because of the baby. So I told him, let's do it. Like, I'm down. I just want to be able to help him put together like his family car, have something sick. And I know you guys are going to be like, yeah, the LS swaps, like everybody does them, all this type of stuff. How many, besides the one that I had here, can you guys legitimately say that you've seen LS swaps in a G sedan? So I think it's gonna be a perfect family car for him. LS3 swapped, G sedan, everything works. I've already looked into like LOJ, wiring specialties and some other stuff for the wiring harness. So everything in the dash will work, everything, it's got a Bose system in it. It's just, it's a super clean car. And I thought, man, this would be perfect for him. And so I kind of put the feelers out there with him. He came over, he looked at it and he was like, I'm buying this. Like, this is gonna be sick when I'm done. You guys already know, you see like his taste, everything he puts together is gonna look super sick. So I'm actually really excited about this project. So yeah, he brought all this stuff over yesterday. So we're gonna get all the LS stuff together. He's gotta find a motor now because he doesn't have a motor here anymore. He's done all of the LS swaps on it. I mean, the LS giveaways. So yeah, we gotta find a motor. But once we find a motor, that thing's gonna get started immediately, because he does need a family car, the 2-seater stuff, and them all piling, like him and Granny, and like now that he has his little cousin living with him and the baby piling into the Versa, nah, that ain't it. So yeah, but anyway, yeah, that's gonna be the new project. I think he's super stoked on it. I'm super stoked on it because I get to do another LS swap, like from start to finish. Like you guys see, I take pride in them. I love building them. And I know that for a while he's wanted to do like just a factory LS3, might be cammed or something, because you know Mike, he's got to go big or go home. But yeah, it's gonna be an NA naturally aspirated, you know, LS3 in the car. So I think it's gonna be super sick. Hopefully it's like super reliable. We've never had any issues with any of our LS3s. So yeah, it's gonna be, I told him it's gonna be like a mini V. He doesn't have to go spend, you know, 80 grand on a V. Instead it's a G, but okay, I know it's a little bit, you know, downgraded, but that car's gonna be sick. The G's sedans are coming up, and there's a lot of, you know, want for them. So, but that's one of the things that we're gonna be doing, and yeah, hopefully really soon. And then I gotta work on Elijah's car after this one finally gets out of the garage, but I need to feel better first. So with that being said, unfortunately, I'm gonna end this video because I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna rest, eat something. I do have my daughter tonight. We're not gonna do anything. I told her we're gonna be watching like TV or something like that. But yeah, I hope you guys have been well. I hope you guys aren't sick. I hope you guys are taking care. If you guys are digging this comment, or sorry, like I said, I just cannot think, foggy headed. If you guys are digging the content, but you want to see some other stuff, hit me down in the comments. Like, let me know. I love like having new ideas that I can't come up with that maybe you guys want to see that I haven't thought about. So yeah, let's build this together. Anyway, I hope you guys have been well. I hope your families have been well. I love y'all lots. Thank you for the love and support, as I always say, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.